Hey everyone, Sunday, February the 2nd, 2025. Trump did what he said he would do. He applied tariffs to Canada and Mexico, 25%. And where do we go from here? This is a long-term strategy. Nothing is going to happen too fast, and the results are going to take a long time to unfold. United States wants to reinvent themselves and become a manufacturing powerhouse, and I really have my doubts. Here's the big problem, the way that I see it. And this goes for European countries, this goes for Canada as well. You are dealing with these manufacturing powerhouses, which is China, Mexico, Taiwan, Korea. Many of these manufacturing powerhouses. And I'm going to talk about Europe in a few minutes because they will be the next powerhouse that will come up as far as manufacturing is concerned. And Germany will go to the bottom of the pile. But let's talk about a few things. First of all, let's go to what a company first does, is that they invest in capital assets. Capital assets are things like land, buildings, and equipment, as well as utilities. So, in Canada, in United States, we have capital costs that are so inflated. Just from the get-go, we place ourselves in a negative position when it comes to manufacturing goods of any sort, where we can compete with powerhouses like Mexico, China, Korea, Japan. We just can't compete. And then we come down to wages. Wages is a big one. Wages are something where those input costs are direct input costs into the manufactured good, and the expectations of labor costs, and I don't necessarily want to put down unions. Unions have done their work, and they have done good work, but they have come to a point. Matter of fact, that already happened in the 1970s, which is why we had lost so many manufacturers since, anyways. Where their demands far outweigh the any positive results for anyone. And this is one of the great problems that we have. At the same time, I do believe that unions have to have a place within the manufacturing environment, not government workers. That's another chip on my shoulder I'm going to deal with. But so you have all these hyperinflated costs of countries like ours that have no opportunity to compete, for the simple reason that we used to say, oh, we build high quality goods. We have high tech. High tech is just another word for reducing your labor inputs. That's all high tech is, okay? But let's go forward. They say high tech. Well, these countries, these powerhouse manufacturers, which is not us, which is not the United States, which is not Germany, despite what they say, can't hold a candle to places like China, Japan, even Japan, places like that. Can't hold a candle to these guys. And they build good stuff. they build it cheap, or they build it far more affordable, let's say. And we consume these goods, and we choose these goods over the ones made in America, ones made in Canada, ones made in Germany, for the simple reason that their quality is just as good, but far more affordable. And we already know that it's the dollar that is the ultimate determinant of who's going to win this battle. So here come the tariffs. Okay, so Trump puts a tariff or tariffs on all goods coming from Canada, all goods coming from Mexico. And I think Mexico is going to be hurt the most from this. I don't think Canada is going to be hurt all that much. But the fact is that we are a resource-based country. We do have heavy manufacturing in the province called Ontario, so they may get hurt fairly bad from this. But we export not only raw goods, but resources, whether it's lumber, whether it's metals, of course, our agricultural goods. So we have some really, really fine products that the United States just loves, and the United States is just going to pay more for building their homes, for drinking whiskey, for making I was going to say making bread, but I think United States is a huge producer of wheat and of course corn. So rather than exporting, it will just be internally purchased and internally consumed. And considering those items, those commodities are priced on a world market, I don't think that much is going to change. As far as bringing money into the coffers of the United States, I think it's going to be very temporary. And the only thing that's going to happen is that it's a tax on the consumer. So the consumer in the United States gets taxed. And I think the idea that Trump has is that he's going to dramatically reduce the income tax and make the American labor force more competitive by reducing the income tax, therefore reducing their labor input into the product, and thereby being able to sell a more competitive product. I think that's the whole idea behind this. Time will tell. I don't know how it's going to balance out, and neither do all the talking heads, the other talking heads on YouTube. I'm a small business owner that runs a cabinet shop that has an idea of how things go, and I'm just another armchair economist that has an input on how things are going to unwind. You know, there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of cheek slapping, before the duel, and we're going to see what the outcome is going to be, and there's going to be a lot of people that will put their 2 cents in, and we'll see where it will all end up. Will this benefit the American manufacturer? You know what? Even as a Canadian, I can only hope, right? I think there's a benefit to having manufactured goods in the United States. And at the end of the day, let's face it, America is desperate. We're desperate as well here in Canada because we have really, really incompetent government, super incompetent government. We have a closet Bruce Jenner as a leader or former leader of the leading party, and at the end of the day, he's done. We're done with him, regardless of what he tries to say. He just made some kind of announcement regarding dollar for dollar tariff reprisal. And I don't even know if he's retired or he said he won't be leader. Why is he saying anything at all? I mean, shut up, go away. And I hope the best, obviously, and everyone does, regarding the what Donald Trump is trying to do. I just don't think it's really going to work. And so, you heard it from me. I don't think it's going to work, and you will hear it from a lot of other people as well. But you know what? We'll see what happens. We'll see how everything unfolds. And for now, we know that the United States is absolutely desperate. They are $36 trillion in debt. And all they're doing is digging a deeper hole. They accumulate $1 trillion further in debt every 100 days. Try to swallow that one. Think about that one. And on top of it, they will go into further debt. Now, for them to reduce government, which is what they're going to be doing, and I have heard already that they want to reduce federal government by 600,000 workers. That's just a drop in a bucket. I think there's going to be a lot more, and yes, it is necessary. And also the current employees will also have many of their benefits reduced and some of them simply cut. For the simple reason is that we know that government workers, whether here in Canada or in the United States, it ends up being the golden handcuff. But that's not what a government worker should have. A government worker has the promise of a job for life. But the big problem that many governments have been facing as private sector workers have been taking the brunt of layoffs, of bad economic cycles. The government workers don't experience that. They keep on getting their indexed wage inflationary wage prop up every year. Then they get these benefits that they fought for so many years in the past, and they're sticking to it. But they don't deserve that, and that creates a caste system within our society where it's been completely turned around. Anyways, I want to save that part for another video because that's something that is really, really important to talk about. And I know I won't be making a lot of friends with any public sector workers. I do love you guys and gals, but the fact is that you have been convinced of a lie, and I know the politicians know that, but anyways, I better save the rest for because it's a big topic, and I actually want to write it down. So till next time, folks, we'll see what's going to happen on a day-to-day basis. Trump loves making news. Boy, does he love making news. But he doesn't have a choice. Under the current circumstances in the past 20 years, what's happening in the United States, he doesn't have a choice. And he's actually doing the right thing. The problem is that it really, really hurts. And the other problem is I don't know if it's enough to save the United States. That is the big question that I have. So till next time, we'll have Speaks with you later. Bye.